Yo guys, welcome back to my channel. It's the very first video for 2021. I'm so sorry guys, I'm laughing so much because I'm at my mom's house. Yay. And my mom is like, "Ungakhulumi engathi uyagijima." I'm like, guys, moms are the worst. I feel like bayaphoxana. Like she's like, don't speak as if you're running. So I'm gonna try to be nice and slow, okay, and not too fast. Do I speak that fast, and do I need to like calm down and breathe? Let me know down below. I'm gonna be trying to be calm and gikhulume kahle as my mom suggests, because moms know best, right? In today's video guys, I'm going to be talking about 10 things that I am leaving in 2020 and not taking with me to 2021, and habits that maybe you can consider dropping if you do one of them. So one of these habits is paying yourself last. So if you find yourself that you get to month end and then only then you make the savings decision, it means that you're paying yourself last, whereas come payday you should just splurge on yourself by saving not by purchasing things. So that's just one of the things that I also want to do more of, because I find that certain things that I do want to save for but like aren't really that important, I find that I end up not saving for them because anyway I'm like, oh, I'll save once maybe this money from this other side hustle comes in, and if that money doesn't come in then I don't save for it or something else. So basically paying myself first, I want to do that more consistently. And then number two, a habit that I want to leave behind in 2020 is to actually have months where I'm not saving because I'm planning to spend that money on something. I want to save every single month religiously, and if there is an extraordinary expense for that month, then it has to be planned, part of my budget and part of my either my emergency fund or my sinking funds, but it can't just be something that just propped up out of nowhere that stops me from saving. Another habit that I want to leave behind is spending just to get points. Guys, we spend so much money just to get points. And like for example, I'm like, oh, let me go fill up some petrol, I'm gonna get points. Oh, might as well buy something because I'm getting points. As much as I was gonna spend maybe that money, but now doing a purchase as well just to get points is unnecessary. And this even applies to big things like about vitality and other things. If you find that you're not going to the gym but you're spending on vitality to get vitality points, and then it just ends up not being worth it. So I want to really review things like that and stop the habit of just spending to get points, because points never really made anyone rich. They just encourage spending. So I really want to be careful of that. Habit number 4 is not reviewing your budget. Like I'll have months where I'm like, hi guys, my budget, I was over, but it's okay. Like for example, when I say non-saving months, I'm over because I went to Durban, I know, but like account for things, review. So because if it's not reviewed, it's almost like it's not documented. And I come from like the accounting profession where they say if it's not documented, it's not done. So even with the budget, I need to review it and actually look at it and then know where I went wrong. So definitely the habit of not reviewing budget must go. Habit number 5 to leave behind is getting ready to invest and thinking you need to save up a lump sum or somewhere. That is totally unnecessary. You need to invest money that you do have like on a monthly that's coming in. Obviously it's after making sure that you've saved for an emergency fund, that you've paid off your debt, then you can invest more. But sometimes I'm just like, then I find myself being cash heavy or more liquid because I don't want to invest into things, because it's like, yes, I mean, it's like, oh, do I really want to? Oh, yeah, but the thing of I'm getting ready to invest, I'm getting ready to, no, that thing must go, I must just do it. Because there's so many things where I'll tell myself, okay, I think I must buy a property, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm like, ooh, but then no, darling, you need to actually get in the ring, because you don't learn if you're not playing the game. Once you're there and you slip and fall, you get up and then you learn from your mistakes. Whereas if you keep standing on the sidelines watching everyone, calculating and just not participating, you're wasting your time. So when it comes to investing, I want to stop. I'm getting ready and just do it. As much as I do it, I want to do it to a larger scale. And habit number 6 I'm leaving behind is doing taxes last minute. Like, guys, it's tax, and you need to have so many certificates, especially because now I'm doing so many things like side hustle wise. So I need to make sure that I've got my documentation in order. So leaving things for, oh no, I'm gonna do this when I'm back from when is it closing? 25th of October. Okay, I'm gonna then on November, then I'm gonna do it on the 24th. No, make sure that I do it like a month or two in advance, so that I can just be comfortable, stress free, and make sure that I have all the documentation that I need, so that I can get all the deductions that I need to get, and I can get all the rebates or whatever else it is that I need to get. Because I find, like, I remember like the day that it was closing, I was getting so many phone calls from people asking me, oh, what's this on e-filing, what's that, whereas if they'd done it earlier, it just wouldn't have been that rush. So make sure that the habit of doing taxes late stays in 2020. And while we are on that, guys, 28th of Feb is the end of our tax year, so make sure that you've tried to max out your tax-free savings account if you are using that as a method of saving or investing. Yeah, I need to make sure that I max mine up, because I haven't used up my full 36,000 for this year. Habit number 7 that I want to leave behind is spending money just to please people. It should be driven by, do you want to do this, do you want to help this person? And yeah, so that's just one of the things that I want to do this year. Not spend to make people happy, because you'll like go to the shops with someone and then they'll buy one item, then they'll look at you wanting to buy the other one, and then to please them, you're like, okay, take that as well, take that as well. So no, I don't want to do that anymore. Now, if I plan to spend this much, I'll spend that much regardless of how much I feel like I need that thank you or that from someone. No, this is the budgeted amount. If it doesn't please you, then it doesn't please you, but this is what I'm giving you. Yeah. Grown up stuff. Yeah, 2021, growing up, we're prioritizing ourselves, guys. You singafa. And then habit number 8 that I want to leave behind is not separating my emergency fund from my sinking fund, because then you'll find that, okay, let me just briefly explain the difference between the two. A sinking fund is basically money that you're saving towards something that you're going to do, like a holiday or something, and then an emergency fund is saving towards something that could happen but that's not planned for, but obviously you're building this cushion so that you can help yourself. So this one is planned expenses, planned future expenses. This is unplanned future expenses. So I will find that my emergency fund, I'll dip into it, because an emergency fund is recommended to be about 3 to 6 months of your living expenses. So you'll find that now, because I have this expense, like, oh, I'm going on a holiday, then I'm spending money because I save everything in one pot. Then I'm spending money, and you'll find, I'm now spending a part of my, I'm now spending a part of my emergency fund, and now maybe I'm no longer at that 3 to 6 months of living expenses threshold because I'm busy doing sinking fund things with emergency fund money. So I just want to be able to separate the two going forward and be more smart about my money, so that my emergency fund really does go towards emergencies, and if it does get used up, that I fill it up quickly once again. And then habit number 9, and this is in line with investing, is being tempted to sell while performing shares. So my strategy when it comes to investing is to hold for the long term, so that I can get dividends and also get capital appreciation if or when I dispose of those shares whenever. But it's basically a long-term strategy, so I'm not looking to sell anytime soon. So but when there's price spikes, I get super tempted, guys. I'm like, yo, I just really want to do it. So I want to, that habit of just wanting to sell just because there's a high, I want to leave that habit behind. As much as I actually end up not doing it, but I want to really encourage anyone else to not leave that habit behind. If you are doing it, just do your strategy, run with your strategy. If your strategy is to hold long term, then hold long term. If it is to grab little spikes here and there and bag that interest, bag that return, then do that. Stick to your strategy, because you don't want to be playing both games and then confusing yourself. So for me, I want to stick to my plan of long term holding of my shares. Habit number 10 is spending money that you do not have. Guys, if you don't have the money, then don't spend the money. It's not yours to spend. And that's true for me, because I find that with the credit card, I'm just like, yo guys, I just want to go cray and spend, because I'm like, oh no, I'll top it up, I'll pay it in full on payday anyway, and maybe I'll even put a little extra. But then it does affect my savings rate, because now I'm not saving as much as I should be saving, because I'm on some, oh no, the credit card will bail me out, or I forget my card and then I'm spending the credit card, whereas I should be so disciplined that I should be saying, go through your card, girl, forget about making this purchase. So those little things, because they do affect how you spend. You find that now you're spending more because it's on the credit card, and then just spending money you don't have, whether it's the credit card or going for debt in order to buy furniture or other things. I just don't want to be spending money that I don't have. I want to accumulate money, grow my sinking fund, and then buy the item that I need, instead of just spending and incurring debt. And the thing with debt is that it slows down your savings rate. Then it's just harder for you to allocate your cash flow and spend your cash accordingly, because now you have this thing that you must pay for, and you've already even spent or enjoyed that item. So that's why I'm on some, don't spend money you don't have, spend money that you have, that's yours. So those are the habits that I will be leaving in 2020 and not taking with me into 21. Let me know what habits you are leaving behind, and I will see you guys next time. And let me know, like, was I nice and calm? Because I really tried to be calm. I hope this makes my mother proud. Bye guys.